limb there. And then there's also these, reports of ISIS spotters. That's another thing to think about. What's going on there?
Well, our government at the highest levels has been criminally aiding and abetting the leadership of ISIS, which is just al-Qaeda in Iraq. I mean, they admit that. And so just to confuse the public, because it'd be too much if the government got caught funding al-Qaeda, so they just changed the name to confuse people. It's just really incredible that this is happening. And, Joe, if you see the Border Patrol, usually they follow you and act like you've done something wrong, or the state police, go over to them. I mean, we're not the enemy, even though they've been trained we are, and say, hey, are you aware of these Judicial Watch reports? And, I mean, obviously, they're going to say, go talk to Public Affairs. And you go talk to Public Affairs, they'll give you a card and call you in 1,000 years. But just continue. You can do a man on the street, asking folks if they're aware of what's going on. Joe Biggs and Josh Owens, a great job. You guys be safe down there.
Thank you.
All right, there they go from right there at the border. And it's already muy caliente down there. All right, let me now shift back into the news. There is obviously so much of it. This is really bizarre. Leaking of government officials' addresses accompanied by note warning of FEMA crackdown by New World Order Satanist. Publication of sensitive material blamed on right-wing hackers. We're going to print that article off and cover that coming up in the next segment. You have the video that he shot last night, ISIS camp discovered at U.S. border. Questions swirl over bizarre Walmart closures. We're learning that they've not called out permits on the supposed plumbing. That's made up when it was 6, now it's 8 Walmarts in the South. Are they turning into low-income housing? That's what one tip said. Is it shutting them down because people trying to unionize? Did Chinese communists buy Walmart? I mean, these are the stories all coming out. It's kind of a whodunit. What do you think's going on? There's another video with my son and Morgan Dew, Rob Dew's son, on children beg state to let them go outside. CPS grabbing children from normal homes for them children being allowed to play outside. Meanwhile, a detailed report, TSA workers caught manipulating body scanners, groped genitals for sexual gratification. That broke in CBS News yesterday. We show you some of the history of it. Hillary visits college, puts everyday Iowans on lockdown when she comes, then calls herself just a normal person, and goes on to say that she's going to wage war against basically the 1%. Number one, that's all a fraud. If you make, I think it's like $250,000 a year, it depends on inflation, maybe almost $300,000 now, but if you make $300,000 a year, let's just give a high-end number to make sure we're accurate, you are in the 1%. I wish that 10% made $300,000 or 20%. You'd really have a booming economy then. Every economist knows a big middle class is key to an upwardly mobile working class, blue-collar folks. It's the entrepreneur middle class in every culture that is the engine. And big elites, the ultra-rich, always wage war against it to consolidate power. Because their next big competition is coming out of a middle class. And political opposition is coming out. Because they can't be bought. They have their own thing. They don't want to be under your control. They don't want centralized board. And so when we sit there and attack Hillary and go, oh, yeah, you're funded by the 1%, but you claim they're fighting them, we almost give in to this class warfare, myself included, that 1% is bad. We did the math last year. I forget the exact math. I think it was 0.0. It was 7 zeros and then a 2-3. Because if you go off the Rothkopf, Henry Kissinger group, saying there's 6,000 people that own and run the world, I agree with that number. It's a little big, but let's say 6,000. You average 6,000 into the different global wealth numbers that are out there, and they vary, but you always come up with a 0.000000 and then some numbers that has half the wealth and growing. In a few years, they're set to have 60% of the wealth. To a man and a woman, these rich globalist billionaires, except for a few families, fund taking your guns, getting rid of borders, taking your family, breaking up the family. The richest percentile of Americans make hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. So how could a $135,000 salary make you a 1%er? Now, see, that's an article out of what, the Daily Beast? Well, that's out of the Atlantic. So they're saying 135,000. The numbers I've seen is really about 300,000 because the rich are good at hiding their money. But the point is, who buys cars? Who goes to restaurants? Who gets their hair done? Who puts a swimming pool in? Who hires nannies? Who sends people to college? Who, donates land to for a park? It's the middle class. And so Hillary says the problem is people making $135,000 a year. Well, no. No. It's billionaires like George Soros that get their money from government bailouts and Warren Buffett. So when we come back, we have a couple clips here of Hillary at the university acting like a regular lady when they shut the whole place down for the piece of garbage. I'm running for president because I think the Americans and their families need a champion. And then she goes into how she's going to battle the 1%. Well, actually, it's true. Hillary's telling the truth. That's the headline. Hillary's telling the truth about battling the 1%. She wants to get rid of the lower 99.99999% of the 1% that's her enemy for the super elite.
We the people grow cotton, weave fabric, engrave ink, embed strips and fibers to protect from counterfeit and carting to a private bank, having it lent back at interest, forcing taxes to service debt. This capitalism, or was Jefferson correct when stating a central bank issuing the public currency is a greater menace to the liberties of the people than a standing army? Ted Anderson, I'm placing a free silver dollar in a book that explains our monetary system. Call for your copy, 800-686-2237. It's time to understand the system. Call 800-686-2237. That's 800-686-2237.
Bugging out? What if you don't make it to your bug out location? Could you survive in the woods for days, weeks, years? Learn critical survival skills for warm and cold weather from Sigma 3 expert Robert Allen in this all-new 3.5-hour survival skills DVD series produced by the Survival Summit. Learn life-saving secrets on shelter, water, fire, and food procurement. Order the DVD series in the next 48 hours at thesurvivalsummit.com. Enter promo code SURVIVAL to save 10%. That's thesurvivalsummit.com.
Hey, how you doing, Alex?
Good, brother.
Just recently started using your products. Everything you said about them's correct. Me and my wife both use a lot of them, and it's made a lot of changes in our lives here.
Well, thank you, brother. It's because it also funds our operation, but doing that, I know I've got to have the highest quality. Super Male Vitality was developed to activate your body's own natural processes instead of using synthetic chemicals.
We do the Super Male and the Super Female Vitality. Big changes, a lot of energy. We've gotten off of the cheap energy drinks, energy shots, saving a ton of money there.
Sourced from powerful organic herbs, harvested around the planet, and then concentrated for maximum potency. They want to stun and dumb down, and energy drinks and stuff just cover that up for a while, but then burn you out, in my experience, whereas stuff that gets your glands naturally going goes right to the source. So it's pretty exciting, and I love it. Visit InfoWarsLife.com today to secure your Super Male Vitality and other powerful products from InfoWars Life.
Last year, in the Nevada desert, one family took a stand for freedom. Numanna Food Storage was the first and only company to support the rights of the Bundys. While others stood down, Numanna took donations and provided storable foods to the men at Bunkerville. Founded by patriots who believe in liberty, Numanna Food Storage is GMO-free, great-tasting, and easy to prepare. Food is freedom. Buy Numanna today at PowerPrepper.com. Numanna Food Storage you'll love to eat at PowerPrepper.com.
Hear that? That's the sound of a house being trashed while a gang of thieves ransack the place. And what they don't steal will be destroyed.
You can prevent being the next victim of a break-in. Go to faketv.com and discover a device that creates the illusion someone inside is watching TV, even when you're miles away. Security is a mindset, and Fake TV should be part of your security solution. Be vigilant, but not fearful. faketv.com.
We're back, and here is Hillary, who's going to battle the insiders. What a joke.
I just want to tell you a little bit about why I'm here today. I think we all know that Americans have come back from some pretty tough economic times.
Yeah.
And our economy and our country are much better off because American families have basically done whatever it took to make it work. But I think it's fair to say that as you look across the country, the deck is still stacked in favor of those already at the top. And
yeah, you helped
there's
rig it
something
that
wrong
way.
with that. There's something wrong
Oh,
when
really? You helped change the laws for
300
derivatives.
times more than the typical worker. There's something wrong when American workers keep getting more productive, as they have, and as I just saw a few minutes ago.
They do this,
very possible,
and they don't go after the actual elite. They then just raise taxes.
Is not matched in their paychecks. And there's something wrong when hedge fund managers pay lower tax rates than nurses or the
Obama almost got 2-to-1 money from hedge fund people than
here over the last 2 days.
The guy I ran against.
And there's something wrong when students and their families have to go deeply into debt to be able to get the education and skills they need,
which has been your plan all along,
make the best of their own lives. And I looked at the figures. The average
they're shutting our power plants down to gouges. They're tearing down dams.
Comes out with nearly $30,000 in debt. And that's, I think, the 9th highest debt load in the country. And people are struggling. I met earlier today with a young student who is piecing together work and
really
loans,
hard to listen to her,
knowing full well he's going to come out owing a lot of money. So we've got to figure out in our country how to get back on the right track. And I'm running for president because I think that Americans and their families need a champion.
Oh, my goodness.
And I want to be that champion. I want to stand up and fight for people so that they can not just get by, but they can get ahead, and they can stay ahead.
And that's why that's propaganda from CNN carrying that. We're here analyzing it. That's why you have presided for 25 years over the dismantling of the country and the debt bubbles and the college garbage and all of it, and then you want to sit up there and act like you're fighting it. By the way, the guys were able to pull up my breakdown from Forbes. Are you rich enough? The terrible tragedy of income inequality among the 1%. And it goes on to say the 1% starts at 300,000, what I had said, according to Berkeley's Emmanuel Sayes. Not until you get to the top 1/10 of 1% with an income of 1.9 million a year do you achieve the velocity and start to escape Earth's monetary gravitational field. And that is, again, the top 10% of 1%. And then you look at just the top few percent. That's the 1,000 plus, I think it's like 1,200 and something billionaires. And then above them are the super ultra rich whose money is a state secret. And that, of course, is the British royalty, the Rothschilds, and the Dutch royalty. All of their wealth are state secrets. What's not a state secret is that we are funded by viewers and radio listeners like you. Thank you for supporting our local sponsors, our local affiliates, and by purchasing high-quality water filtration systems that cut out the fluoride and all the other garbage at InfoWarsStore.com, promo code WATER to get 10% off. Start filtering you and your children's water today. It's very inexpensive, high quality, and it's a win-win. InfoWarsStore.com, InfoWarsLife.com. We're running the Alex Jones Challenge Pack special, the 3 things that supercharged my muscle gain and fat loss and health in the 45-day trial I did where I lost 6 pounds of fat and gained muscle. You can see the video at Infowars.com, accelerating my journey back to being in good shape. Yeah, I gained 99 pounds, folks, so I've lost 60 plus. But it's available at InfoWarsLife.com. You can get free shipping with the X2 iodine, the Oxy powder, Super Male Vitality, all together. A huge discount. There's some other free shipping deals as well. Stay with us.
Visit GCNlive.com today.
I want more candy. I want more video games. Line.
And it's that type of behavior that spurred me to do the research to develop a true nutraceutical formula that was designed to smooth out and help children focus. All of our children are hit with modern mind control. Television, music, fast food, GMOs, sugars, you name it. Young humans have not yet developed their nervous system and are being hammered daily by globalist concoctions. It's no wonder they can't focus and calm down and then are put on dangerous psychotropic drugs. Working with my team, we set out to find the best formula with the highest quality ingredients that children would actually like and take. We worked with the leading manufacturer in nutritional supplements that are safe for children to bring you the most affordable and powerful calming formula out there. Introducing Child Ease with herbs and calming extracts like chamomile and lemon balm and essential nutrients that taste great. Obtain your Child Ease today at InfoWarsLife.com. That's Child Ease exclusively at InfoWarsLife.com.